When I think of the momentous challenges facing this country and thus this 31st Dáil, I think of a few simple words of hope from a distinguished person who addressed this chamber in the past. When faced with this daunting task of rebuilding a nation, Nelson Mandela said, "It always seems impossible until it is done."
Ceann Comhairle, it's a great honour as the youngest member of the 31st Dáil to formally rise today to nominate Deputy Enda Kenny as the next Taoiseach of this country.
This is a historic moment, a moment when the two largest parties in the state have joined together in the nation's interest to form a strong and stable government.
In February 2011, the Irish people spoke. The outcome of that election is that the selection of the 31st Dáil and the mandate received by Fine Gael and the Labour Party to form a government.
But these are not normal times. More than any other consideration, what our country needs now is a strong, stable and balanced government to confront the crisis facing our country.
The Fáil's approach in this Dáil will be to provide constructive opposition. When we agree with the policy, we will support it. When we do not, we will oppose it and will set out a credible alternative.
Let me make it clear that Sinn Féin will provide a robust and constructive opposition to the government, and we will hold it to account for the decisions it takes.
Their vote for Deputy Kenny for Taoiseach is a vote not for revolution, not for change, but for counter-revolution and more of the same.
All the Dáil reform discussions include consideration for earlier opening times for the Dáil, longer sitting days and more sitting days. And will it also include discussions on having the Taoiseach present on more occasions and more accountable to the Dáil?
Brian fought a brave and courageous battle with a serious illness over the past 18 months. In all of this time, Brian never once flinched from his public duties, and he showed an unceasing and untiring commitment to tackling the economic crisis facing this country.
I now call on members to rise in their places as a mark of respect.
The revelations of the Cloyne Report have brought the government, Irish Catholics and the Vatican to an unprecedented juncture. Because for the first time in this country, a report into child sexual abuse exposes an attempt by the Holy See to frustrate an inquiry in a sovereign democratic republic as little as 3 years ago, not 3 decades ago.
It's a great pleasure for me to welcome Deputy Nolty to the Chamber. It's a great day for you personally and indeed for your family who are in the distinguished visitors galleries.
There's no hiding from the fact that as a government we must take very difficult decisions. But these are decisions we must take in the long-term and strategic interest of the state and of its citizens. We're going through a painful process of adjustment. Public anger is acute because the public was not responsible for putting us in the position we're in.
The task of this government is to regain control over Ireland's fiscal and economic policies, to grow the economy again and to get people back to work. Those that have lost their jobs and young people who cannot get jobs have suffered most. The primary purpose of this budget is to support the creation of jobs in the short term, the medium term and the long term.
I have no doubt we share the same fundamental objectives for this country: to bring about economic recovery, to improve the quality of life of our citizens and to give them hope during this dark economic period.
The Dáil now adjourns until 2:30 p.m. on Wednesday, the 11th of January 2012. Wish you all a very happy Christmas and prosperous New Year.